Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back, Cal with Droid Life, and today we have in front of us the Motorola Atrix HD, headed to AT&T for I believe $99 on contract. It'll be out around July 15th, and this is essentially Motorola's first on-screen navigation device here in the US. So this will be the first to sort of get a look at that. You know, we've got the Razr HD coming out hopefully sometime this summer, but this sort of gives us a taste of maybe what that will be like. It's got an HD screen. And anyway, let's unbox it, just walk through and talk about it a little bit. So if we flip the package open, well, I can give you sort of a tour. There's not really, you know, a lot of specs or anything. It does say Atrix HD, picture of it, Kevlar, smart actions, Android power. There's not a lot of specs or anything on the packaging. So inside, quick start guide, which tells you how to run the little guy. And here's the phone, which I'm just gonna set over here. Anticipation building, can you feel it? Inside then is just a charger. And there's not gonna be a battery in there because the battery is non-removable, as Motorola has gone with. So, package over there, here it is. So, white backing, or I'm sorry, white rim around the outside. There's that sort of Kevlar back. We'll pull stickers off, but I mean, this almost feels like it doesn't even have a battery inside it. I mean, I know there obviously is one, but wow, I mean, I'm sort of blown away at how light this phone feels. So there it is, the HD screen. So it's a 4.5-inch HD with color boost technology. We're not exactly sure what color boost means yet, but I'm sure Motorola is going to tell us. You see the AT&T logo there. The design of it is, you know, basically looks like a Razr that we, you know, the Razr that we saw from Motorola. So here is your micro SD and SIM card slots. Up top is your micro HDMI and USB charging, and then your headphone jack. And on this side you have your volume rocker and your lock switch. So I mean, this really does look just like the regular Razr that's on Verizon in a variety of forms, but it's on AT&T and it's got the HD screen, and you can see no buttons down here at the bottom, just that AT&T logo. So the on-screen buttons again is the big push here. 1.5 gigahertz dual core processor inside. We're assuming that's a Snapdragon S4. They haven't said it, but what else would it be? It only weighs 140 grams. It's got a 1780 milliamp hour battery inside, which is, so it's not the Razr Max's 3300 milliamp hour battery, but it is 8.4 millimeters thick, so you can see it's pretty thin. I mean, it's basically like a Razr. It's running an ice cream sandwich. AT&T's LTE and HSPA Plus. Sorry, I'm just running through the list here. It's got a gig of RAM. It's got 8 gigabytes internal storage, but you can expand that up to 32 gigabytes through the SD card slot. Smart actions, Motorola's Moto Blur on top ice cream sandwich, all the good stuff, right? So let's boot it up and see what we've got. All right, long pressing power. And there's the Motorola logo. I did peel the back off, so now you can see. It's actually a pretty sexy looking device. 8 megapixel camera up top, so not the 13 megapixel that we might get with the Razr HD. There's also a speaker up there. Front camera is 1.3 megapixel, shoots HD, video chatting. So we'll just let this boot up, this first boot up. Again, this phone feels pretty crazy light. While it's doing that though, let's compare it. So here's the Razr Max. So you can kind of get a comparison there. Thickness wise of the Razr Max, it actually doesn't look a whole heck of a lot thinner. I mean, so the Razr Max, right, it sort of is more flat on the back. It doesn't have such a defined hump like this does, and that's because of the battery. So not a lot of difference thickness wise when you get towards the bottom. The Razr Max obviously a little bit thicker. On the back, you can see the design's a little bit different. I actually like this back on the AT&T version much better than this sort of two-toned Kevlar carbon fiber-ish. This back actually looks a lot nicer, not gonna lie. But so you can see the design-wise they're very similar. Here's what it looks like next to the Galaxy S3. So Galaxy S3 has a 4.8-inch screen. This one has a 4.5. The bezel on the edges, let's see if we can tell here. I was gonna say it looks smaller on the Atrix, but I don't know that it really is. Actually, it just feels, it does look a little bit smaller just width-wise. Let's see, let's compare these. And nope, I'm wrong. My eyes lied to me again. So it basically is the same thickness or width as the Razr Max. And there it is thin-wise to the Galaxy S3. See a lot of difference there in design. All right, let's dive into software. All right, so we go ahead and unlock. You can see the lock screen is the ice cream sandwich lock screen that you've all been using with the Razr and Razr Max. You can go right into phone, camera, text, or just unlock it. You can also, from there, toggle the volume on or off. So unlock it. What do we got? So this is sort of one of their new selling features actually, and it's this clock up top. And you can actually get this clock in the Play Store. We've actually posted up a version of it. It's not Motorola's version obviously, but somebody like canned it basically. So it's got your date and time, you can add cities, and then you can also look up here and it'll show you, I believe that must be it must be your storage. I thought it was supposed to be RAM up there. Let's see if we can tap on that, see where it gets. Oh, that's your data usage. So it's actually a data calculator. You get this must be on a 5 GB plan or something like that. So that's kind of cool. It's like a data watch almost. But anyway, so the big thing here, right, is these on-screen soft keys. So the first time we've seen these on a Motorola device, basically the first time we've seen them since like the Galaxy Nexus or now the Nexus 7, right? You know, there's maybe been some weird knockoff devices in like China or something, but Motorola is going with that 3-button thing. So if you press home, that was sort of interesting. Oh, wow. So it looks like they've really changed up Moto Blur with this. So this is my first time booting this, people, so hang with me. We've got one screen, and if I go right, it actually is a blank page, and it's asking me if I want to add another page. Let's go manage pages. Yeah, I mean, there's only one page. But if I hit home, from home, it actually zooms out and shows me other pages I can add. Wow, you can start with templates and stuff like that, which they've got pre-built with all this stuff. Otherwise, they're basically just giving you one template. That's actually kind of cool. Oh, and you can see the Google search bars stuck up there just like it is. So Motorola's really sticking to sort of stock ice cream sandwich, which is sort of cool to see. Let's go pull down notification bar. Yeah, it's pretty standard. There's your task switcher. We have no apps. There's back. Yeah, so that's interesting. You can actually add new. They actually just start you out with one home screen with not a lot of AT&T stuff on it. It's interesting. Anyway, let's go to the app drawer. What do we got in here? Bunch of bloatware, widgets. You guys have seen out all of this stuff. Let's go into settings, see if we can find anything neat. You guys have seen this stuff before. Wow, no NFC on this phone. That is a bit interesting. We're sort of in the time of NFC, right? Oh wait, media share. No. Support Xbox. Interesting. Yeah, so no NFC. Definitely not seeing NFC, which is a little bit surprising. It's 2012, people. Let's go to about, look at, all right, so system version, you can see up there, model number MB886, Android 404, Quinara. All right, I don't want to like throw this out there, but everyone was calling this phone the Dinara, and we called it the Quinara long ago. We tried to correct everyone, no one believed us. This phone is the Quinara, not the Dinara. There's your build numbers. So, yeah, I mean, this is the Atrix HD. We're sort of interested to see. I mean, I like the look of these on-screen buttons. This phone is actually pretty hot little phone, I'm not gonna lie. Would have been nice to have that big battery in there, but I love the on-screen buttons that they've gone with. Let's see if we can find an app that would use like a menu key. I'll have to probably search for that later. But anyway, this is sort of the first look at the Motorola Atrix HD. So this is sort of a preview of maybe what we're going to get with the Droid Razr HD, although that's supposed to be bumped up in specs even more with NFC and a bigger battery and all that stuff. But anyway, this is it. We're going to have more coverage on this. We'll do a review. Got to show you guys the competition, all that stuff. So anyway, Atrix HD headed to AT&T, and we're Droid Life.